after that. Wow. Ah, nobody's here. One time I got a note from somebody that was trying to reach me, and they said, I waited and waited and waited, and when I didn't hear anything, I knew it was from you. So, anybody here ever been to an intensive? Yeah, an intensive. You've been through an intensive? What do you call it? Intensive? You realize you went to an adjective?
Right.
An intensive what? What do they call the advanced course? Rigorous.
You've got a lot of verb to mention that.
Okay. So it seems like every week I spend a whole lot of time not thinking about this. I mean, intently not thinking about it. Trying not to prepare, not to be ready, and yet I fret. And I was going through my book. You know, I have a really strange relationship with this word because, you know, I consider myself a good listener, and I know wisdom when I hear it, and I write it down. So this I don't feel is meals, even though it happened through this body. And every once in a while, I'll pick it up and start reading it again, like I never saw it before, and it had nothing to do with me. And the one that I really kept coming back to was this one. And I also have it on an ebook. And so I went to this page in the ebook, and I said, okay, what else is there? And I kept sliding it over and sliding it over, and it stayed on that page. It just kept coming up and up and up. And I thought, must be the one I should read. So this is called Who Made You the Judge? I haven't memorized it because I don't, who wrote this? Okay. By the way, James is not here, right?
Yes, that's true.
So I want to talk to you all about a timeshare opportunity. Later to the government. So who made you the judge? You can never really change something if you make it wrong. Let me say it again. You can never really change something if you make it wrong. Acceptance precedes power. You have no power until you actually accept the thing you want to change. And to accept it, stop making it wrong. A judge is impotent, powerless. If you demand the power to judge creation, you abdicate your power to move it. So you can still judge it if you, as long as you want to be ineffective, in changing anything. And the last line is kind of a play on words. A self-appointed judge is a disappointed self. Thank you. So yeah, we spend all of our time going, that's good, that's bad, I like that, I don't like that. That's okay, but that shouldn't be here. And we parse everything, separate it all into what's acceptable and not acceptable to us. And the things we've done, it's all kind of conditioning. And let me turn on my other glasses. I can read you. Oh, there you are. And we're, I noticed I was kind of like, felt like I was sent here by God to be his art critic.
Oh my.
Of creation. I like, this part of creation, I like that part, I don't. And it's a good thing because who else is going to do it? And I noticed that in my personal growth, which when I started, if you had personal growth, you had it removed by dermatologists. But in my path, I realized that I was looking at things from the point of view of what's wrong here. I would come into a situation, what's wrong and how can I fix it? That's all my ego cared about. It wears a little tool belt, like Mr. Fix It, because it's not, this isn't quite right. Reality needs a little adjustment. God didn't quite do it correctly. And it's lucky I'm here to fix it, or to at least judge it, or to make this wrong and that right, and separate things out. And when I realized that if I come from what's wrong, rather than coming from what's missing, that I look at the situation of the world or myself or my friend, whatever I look at, my automatic default point of view from my ego is, what's wrong here? And then it finds something, and it actually judges it, and it pretends it's fixing it. And, I mean, it has a job then. Mr. Fix It has, employment. But if I look from what's missing, I can see what wants to happen, rather than seeing as what's wrong. I can see what wants to happen, what is trying to happen, what would be the next evolution of what is happening now, what would forward the action. How can I move this along? What it wants to have, what God wants to have happen? How can I assist or participate in the unfolding of the divine idea? From that point of view, I don't see anything wrong. And when I don't see anything wrong, in a way, my ego kind of doesn't see anything, which is good. So when there's something I want to make better, or I'm judging, or I say this, that, I'm taking sides, I realize that I'm separating myself. And it's so seductive because everybody's doing that. The world is judging the world. Everybody in the world is judging everybody in the world. And it's a space that, you really need us. You need mighty companions to hold against that onslaught, that tidal wave of judgment, make wrong, and dividing, who's right, and camps. And we have this kind of internal criminal justice system inside us. Something happens, we want to go, whose fault was that? Who do we blame? And how do we punish them? Because everything that happens, there's somebody to blame. The whole society is looking to blame. I wanted to come out with a newspaper called The Daily Blame. My water down there, could you?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. I used to play golf. And everybody in golf wants to know, what did I do wrong? And you hit the ball, oh, what did I do wrong? So you're constantly wrong and upset with yourself. The question really is, what did I do? What just happened? Not what just went wrong, but what just happened? Because awareness, as Jung said, is curative. Once you become aware of something, I mean, fully aware, it kind of isn't running you anymore. It loses its power. So it is automatically curative, just knowing about it. So when life gives you these kind of questionable circumstances, my question is always, how is this situation love's perfect answer? What is the question to which this is love's perfect answer? How does this make sense in the grand scheme of things? I'm trying to find it, even if it feels wrong, I'm trying to find out what's right about it. rather than trying to stop it and let it flow through me. And the less I interfere with the goings on of reality, the more I just witness it and don't make myself like a judge on American Idol. Just enjoy it, witness it. It's like a movie I'm watching. And trying to make it better or fix it, or I mean, it's really good to make nice, to make things better, to improve things where suffering exists, especially unnecessary suffering. We want to assuage that, yes. And it's really seductive to make suffering wrong. But we have to kind of like pull back from that and just witness what's going on. And in that witnessing, there's no filter, there's no ego, there's no interpreter, there's no priest, there's nothing standing between your awareness and reality. And when you see reality as awareness rather than through this filter of your ego, you see it clearly, and you're much more effective at providing what's missing, not fixing what's wrong. But it's a challenge. Because like I said, everybody's fixing, everybody's making better, everybody's choosing sides. And there are two sides to everything except God. There's no two sides to God. There's just goodness. This is the goodness that has no opposite. Because it's a singularity. It is one that holds everything. It holds all of the dichotomies in it. And if you have that sense of realization of being able to hold the large context that's holding all of us, and that is who you are, it's okay to be limited. It's okay to be in the play, playing the part of somebody, because you are. You're playing a character that has your name, and you've been doing it your whole life. So you're kind of typecast. And you kind of get stuck with, that's me. Well, it's only because you're a really good actor. You're a talented dramatist. You can create a personality out of thin air and imbue it with blood, reality, and gravity, and all that stuff. And it becomes very, very, there it is, it's you. Are you talking about me? It's all held in one. There's not two. Somebody said to me the other day, I'm non-dual. I said, well, that makes two of them. No wonder. If you're non-dual, can you still double down? So there was this other thing I wanted to talk about. It all ties together. Because it all ties together. This, oh, now I got to put on my headphones. I really like this distinction called shadow chasing. It says ego, devil, Satan, darkness are the names of the shadow who thinks he lives. The assumption of separate life. But the shadow is never separate from the light by which it is cast. The shadow is absence, not presence. Absence does not have a separate and distinct existence. Absence is not presence. We've been empowering non-existence. We've been following absence, chasing our shadow, knowing all the while that the light must be around here somewhere. The absence of light has no power. Unless you give it yours. So we've invested all this power, all this valence, all this heft into something that is not real. And we've made it real by agreeing with it, disagreeing with it. By making something wrong, you kind of like solidify it. You give it reality, you give it your power, you give it your divinity, you invest in it. The power to actually impact you when it actually has no power of its own. And that if you dropped it, if you stopped relating to it, if you withheld your agreement or disagreement, didn't engage, you went to a movie and the plot took a turn you didn't expect. Would you judge it? Would you go to the box office and want your money back? This shouldn't be happening. It's a movie. Watch it. Enjoy it. But realize you and the guy who owns the theater are the same. You're holding all of it. And when you hold all of it, you are holding all of it with God. I have this box full of cards. Over the course of my life, I put stuff on cards and put them in the box, and then every once in a while I'll pull out a card. This is the one I pulled out today. I have no idea what it says. You are always and ever that. You cannot lose it. You cannot leave the safety of the ring of truth. You can only pretend to forget that you are already home. So whether you know it or not does not alter the fact that you're it. You can't not be it. You already are it. There's no way you can not be who you are. You can only pretend to forget. You can't actually forget. You have to pretend to forget. Because as your singular self, the one who holds it all and doesn't judge it because it is yours. You know, you own this reality. God gave it to you. And we're here to extend that love, to extend the creation to our brothers and sisters, to the world. And okay, it's a nice ring. It's me, I'm calling you. Every week that I get to do this is such a privilege because it calls me out. I don't come out. I'm an introvert. I really would rather be home alone. Nothing I like more than canceling appointments. I love it. But this calling is actually a calling. Feel it. Because I've been my whole life having an ear for something that I know is beyond my mind. And that it never fails me. Even though I think I'm lost, or I feel When I say I mean Migo. Migo is my name for my ego. It's kind of like a dog. I have a pet ego. And it's just kind of as troublesome as a little animal that misbehaves and wets the floor. But that the true real joy in this life is to be used, to feel used by God. And it's the only time I feel complete. Because I have this, like I think we all do, have this yearning inside, this longing for something. And that we try and get it assuaged by all these exterior things. It's out here somewhere, somebody or something I do or somebody I meet or someone who loves me the right way will lift this feeling of not all rightness that I can't quite shake. But it never did. It never does, and it won't, it can't. Because the yearning is the yearning for God, and only God can answer that. And the yearning for God showed that longing is satisfied like this every Thursday. So I'm really delighted that we have this opportunity, because I'm always really interested in hearing what I have to say. And it's your listening that draws wisdom. You know, I have conversations with other people who are not here, but are a part of my life, but are not part of this conversation. And it doesn't come up. I can't realize what I realize when I'm trying to get something across to you. Because it's the listening, not so much the talking, that draws this out. So I couldn't do this without you, and I love you, and I appreciate this every single time. And about that timeshare opportunity. You can see me afterwards.
Did we just share time with you?
Yes? We just did a timeshare. Thank you. And if you ride tonight, you'll get steak and ice. Okay, is there someone after me?
Let's ask Vicky.
Vicky, how do I change
Hi,
that?
Neil. We're right here.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Neil. Neil, thank you for that. I'm here with Baraka and Bonnie and Rhonda, and we're having a big Boston gathering.
Wow.
I moved 2 months ago, and I've been back to Boston 4 times. So Holy Spirit's plan's a lot of fun. But you know, the one line that I love now, I'm not going to remember the exact words, so please help me, Neil. When you said we've been empowering a non-reality, what did you call it? We've been empowering
Non-existence.
a non-existence. That's even better, because we have. So what it made me think of, it's not so much what's missing sometimes, it's what's in the way. What's in the way of what's already here? And if we're empowering a non-existence, which is exactly what time and space is, it's a realm of imagination, of time, of space. It's a projection from our own mind, and it's non-essential, non-existent, and then it's a realm, though. It's not a reality, but it is a realm of experience, and that's what we're in. And what helps me a lot is when I look at what's in the way. What's in the way of what's real, of what's essential, of what is existence. And then it comes down to a question of true or false, eternal or not. That's it, eternal or not. Either it is what life is or not. And And this is the gift of having done this so many years. And we talk about this a little bit yesterday and many times. It's one thing to say, oh, it's all an illusion, don't worry about it. It's another thing to really get it in your gut after so many years of recognizing that what isn't love isn't. If it's fear, if it's guilt, there are many expressions of what isn't love. And those are the expressions of non-existence. And the only thing, and it doesn't matter which tradition, old or new, that we pick up, the only thing we're ever asked to do, not analyze the non-reality, not figure out the non-essentials, not dissect it and make it better set of non-essentials. We're simply asked to drop it. Jimmy did a good one a while ago. He'll say, swish, swish, dismiss. If this is a true and false quiz every day. Love is real, everything else isn't. If it's love, it's real. If it isn't, dismiss it. Really dismiss it. That's a practice. That's a way of life. Dismissing what isn't and being the love that is showing up. That's all we're asked to do. It's so great to me. Finally, I get it. I don't need to figure out a thing or how to resolve anything. I just have to recognize it's in the way. The fear, the guilt, the hurt, the wounds, they're in the way. And all I have to do is recognize it's a true and false quiz all day. It's not so. I'll just let it go and I'll be present. Now, this is the ticket here. And you said it early. You said you're a good listener, and you are, Neil. You're a very good listener. And all we're asked to do is be still and listen, because the voice for love speaks constantly to us of loving us, caring for us, being with us, as us, is us. It's always being. There's nothing missing from what is already being itself. But sometimes when we are too caught up in what isn't, we cannot hear. When we dismiss it and simply be, that's it. Simply be, receive what is true. Be open to only what is true. Be open to the love that is. Whatever needs to come forth, whether it's a kind word or punch somebody in the nose, who knows what it's going to look like? I never know. I just know that love is true and everything else isn't. It's non-existence. And we have been empowering non-existence. That's what this whole time and space thing has been. And when we decide to empower only love, that's a fire that is going to hopefully it not burn away in a negative sense, but light up with joy like a celebratory fireworks and invite everyone in to the fire that is, the fire that doesn't consume, the fire that lights us up in recognition of what we are. And when we disempower the non-existence, it literally has to fall away. It dies of neglect because we're not powering it anymore with our beliefs and our misbeliefs. We're simply paying it no mind and letting it go. So that's what I got from what you said, Brother Neil, and happy to join you this morning. Here's Baraka. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Baraka? Nope, he's just giving his blessing. Love's all there is. Love ceaselessly. That's been my message.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. Thank you.
Yeah. Spend my whole life trying to fix what the problem isn't.
We could do the prayer of protection to close.
What?
The prayer of protection.
Okay. Please do it. Because I will never become a better version of who I've never been in.
Come on.
Right.
Okay. We want to repeat this?
Yeah.
Prayer of protection. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. in the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Whatever God is, I am, and all is God.
Amen,
Amen.
amen, e punto.
Thank you.